Hello, fashion designers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself in this globe. Good morning. So today I would like us to learn how to draw and cut a flounce. I'm going to attach this flounce to a sleeve. So let's just get into the process. So I'm using this Mikado fabric. It's the strong Mikado fabric because I want to sew this flounce without using any interfacing. So I'm going to fold my fabric into two because I want to cut the flounce with the lining at the same time. So I'll fold my fabric into two like so. Then I'm going to square the fabric. The length here is 30. I'm going to measure 30 this way as well. Sorry, my camera cannot capture the entire table. So I'm going to look for the center of my fabric, which is 15 here, and this way 15 as well. So this is the center of my fabric. If you are here watching me, please double tap on your screen to like this video. So this is the center of my fabric. At this center, I'm going to draw a circle. And this circle is going to guide me on how to begin my flounce. So you can begin from any direction. I'm going to begin from here. I'll measure 2 inches at the beginning, but I want this flounce to be 3 inches. So as I'm going round, I will increase it to 3 inches. And then from here, I'm going to extend it to 3 inches. Here, 3 inches. 3 inches. And then from here, I'll begin measuring from this line. And I would like to increase it to 3.5 inches. So I'll continue marking and going round and round. So continue marking 3.5 inches in a circular motion. Then I'll connect. And from there, I'm going to continue again, marking and going round. I'm going to connect the dots again. And I'll continue marking 3.5 inches till I get to where my fabric can no longer continue, and this is the point here, and then I'm going to reduce it right to the end. So my fabric here can no longer give me 3.5 inches, but if you like, if it depends on what you're making, you can still continue and come and end somewhere here, since there's still enough fabric this way. Because I want the sleeve to be very full, I'm going to continue this way. Let me push it a bit. So I'm going to continue like this. Though this part is going to be a bit smaller, I'll continue like this. There's 3.5 here. And then I'm going to end here. And then at this end, I'm going to make it to be small, like so. So you can see our flounce. Since we are cutting on fold, you can see we are cutting on fold. We are cutting both the fabric and the lining at the same time, because we have to sew it and turn before we begin to attach it on the sleeve. So I'm going to pin it down. I'm going to get some pins and I'll pin it down before I begin cutting. So I'll begin by cutting out the outer layer. So this is the excess fabric. I'll keep that aside. I'll also go ahead to cut the excess fabric on this side. So I'm going to begin cutting my flounce round and round and round. So I'm going to begin here. In case you want to gum interfacing on your fabric, it's advisable to place the interfacing beneath this fabric before you cut, because once you've cut, it's difficult to rearrange this flounce and cut it on the interfacing. So it's always advisable to place your interfacing and lining under your flounce before cutting. So I'm going to turn it and continue cutting. So I'm going to continue cutting round and round and round till I get to the center. So I'm getting closer to the center, and once I get to the center, I'm going to cut this circle all round and remove it. And that is it. We have our flounce here. As you can see, this is how it looks. You can go round and round and round and round. This is the flounce. So I'm going to stitch on the outer part. I'm going to stitch on this outer part, right to the end, and then we'll flip it over, iron it very well, and attach it to the sleeve. So we are going to move over to the sewing machine. So gradually I'm going to turn my camera over to my sewing machine. So here we are. We are going to begin sewing our flounce. As I was saying, I'm going to begin right at the center of this flounce, and I'm going to sew the outer side. So I'm going to arrange it well, and I'll begin sewing from here right to the end. So if I was to place or to gum interfacing, I would have gum interfacing on the back side of the fabric and on the back side of the lining. So I'll continue sewing and sewing right to the end. My dear fashion designers, if you are here watching me and you find this content useful, please like this video by double tapping on your screen. It's not going to cost you any money. Just double tap on your screen and you have liked the video. You can also share to your friends and family so that they can also learn. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask me at the comment section. Any tutorial that you want us to do, you can just write it down at the comment section, and maybe that can just be our next tutorial. So I'm almost getting to the end of the flounce. This is the end. So I'm going to stitch it right down to this tiny part. So that is it. So we have our flounce here. You can see it's very long. So I'm going to flip it over like this, and I'll iron it very well. Then I will show you how to attach it to the sleeve. I'm going to continue turning it all out. So right now, we are going to move again to the ironing table and iron this out. So don't go away. Stay to the end so that you can see the outcome. So again, we are going to move to the table and do some ironing. I want you to join me in the ironing process. So we are going to iron our flounce with a steam iron, making sure we push the edges outside very well. So I'm going to continue ironing till I get to the end of the flounce. Excuse me. So we are going to continue ironing. My flounce is very, very long since I want my sleeve to be very full. So I have to exercise a lot of patience and iron it right to the end. had some rough edges here, and I'll just trim them off so it doesn't bulge inside. Now continue with the ironing. So gradually we are drawing to the end of the flounce. Josie's Cuisine, I can see you. Hello. If you're here with me, please double tap on the screen to like this video. You're all welcome. For those joining us for the first time, you're all very welcome. I'm giving you a big hug from this end. So I'm almost done with the ironing process. So here we are at the other end of the flounce. So from here, we are going back to the machine. So there's a lot of movement today. We are going to be moving up and down. So I'm going to turn my camera again back to the sewing machine. So we are back to the machine. And we are going to continue the sewing. So what we are going to do next is we are going to close this open side. Can you see? This is what we have been ironing. This side is still open. So we are going to close it. And then after closing it, we are going to take it to the overlock machine or the zigzag machine, and we are going to zigzag the edges. You know, Mikado is a fabric that frays a lot. So we have to seal the edges so that it doesn't continue to fray. So I'm almost at the end of the flounce. So that is it. So I'm going to take it to the zigzag machine and seal the edges. So I would like you to follow me as well and see how I do my overlock. That is my machine over there. That's my zigzag machine over there. So just watch as I do the zigzag. I don't know how you call it. In my area, we call it zigzag. So this, I'm going to begin by weaving my sleeve. So I'm going to start zigzagging my flounce or overlocking my flounce. Anyhow you call it. For a neater job, you can use, it's preferable to use same color as your fabric, same color of thread for the weaving. Oh la la. My thread has cut and I need to put it back in the needle. So I'm going to continue to the end. I'm almost at the end. So I'm done with the zigzag. So let's move back to the machine, back to the sewing machine. So I had my off shoulder sleeve already cut. So I'm just going to trim off the excess zigzag thread, and we are going to begin attaching So you can see this is the flounce, and the next thing is to attach it to the off shoulder dress, and that is it. So tell me in the comment section if you are going to try this out. You see that? So I'm just going to take it to my off shoulder dress and attach it, and that is all about this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more interesting tutorials.